My boy was special. His heart, he had love and passion for people.
He cared for people so much. He was very bold and courageous and just full of life.
We could go out to eat somewhere, like to one of the steakhouses out here. There was this one time in particular, I remember him, I was just watching him, and he's sitting there, he's just looking around. And then I guess he spotted this couple. It was an older couple. And he tells our waitress, he goes, you know what? I'm gonna pay for their meal. And I just looked. Even my wife looked, and our oldest son was just look. And he told the waitress, just don't tell him who it was from, who paid for it. And throughout the whole time, I started looking at that couple, and they're just turning their heads, looking around. It's like, who did this? But little did they suspect, this little Mexican kid, he picked up their tab. And that right there, I was just like, that's my boy, that's my son.
He had a big heart. He loved football, he loved music, loved going to concerts. We loved playing Madden at night, in the garage. We had a PlayStation and TV set up in our garage, and we'd play PlayStation. And of course, siblings always butt heads and fight, but, we always had each other's backs. And, it was me and him, we actually had a saying, it's that we've always told each other when we were kids, and it's you and me against the world. And I actually have that tattooed on my arm right here, next to where I have his name. Just, as a reminder that it's still always, you and me against the world.
Sebastian was never a drug addict or did drugs. He experimented like any other teenager, as he was getting older. He suffered a little bit from depression. So he, as much as though he did suffer at home from depression, you can never tell. You would see Sebastian and he had the biggest smile. He always told me, smile even if it hurts. Just keep smiling, Mom, even if it hurts. There was really no signs, He had a girlfriend that he loved, and they were talking about marriage and everything, but there was this one friend that just kept coming around. And he just, when him and his girlfriend broke up 2 weeks before this happened, I believe that he went back into his depression, and he decided to purchase some pills from that one friend.
I had checked on him probably about an hour and a half before, and I covered him with this blanket because I had seen him asleep. He was in our garage. He was playing Madden. I seen him asleep, so I just covered him, and then I went back to the living room with our older son Raymond, and just continue watching a movie we were watching. And then she just gets up and she goes, "Have you checked on him?"
When I walked into the room, I just seen him. I thought he was asleep. He was sitting on the couch with his phone. And I'm like, Sebastian. And I didn't get no response. And I started yelling. I'm like, Sebastian, Sebastian. I ran to him. And he was peaceful. He was peaceful. He was sitting there with his phone in his hands. And I just lost it.
And right away she started yelling. His face was pale. His lips were already turning purple.
I'm so grateful for my older son because I just lost it completely. And when we grabbed him, we moved him to the living room. And he started performing CPR on him, and I jumped on 911.
Call 911. They were telling us what to do. They just kept on asking and asking questions. And I just got mad. I started cussing, telling them to hurry up and send somebody. And that night we had a real bad ice storm and it snowed. And I believe that if it wasn't for that, they would have got there sooner and my son would probably still be here.
What time they came, and it was just too late. It was just too late. He was already gone.
He had gotten those pills from a buddy of his at work because early that morning he was working 12-hour shifts. He would work from 5 to 5 at the company he was at. And early in the morning, I want to say it was about 4, he had slipped on the ice and the snow. So he had hurt his back. So when he was at work, he was complaining about his back. So a buddy of him gave him some pills, which he thought it was Oxy. And apparently it wasn't. He took half a pill. And that was it.
By his side was the pills that he had purchased. And on a text message, he had said he had purchased 8 pills, and there was 7.5 pills found in the bag. Half a pill. And there was a text message also that the person who sold it to him told him to take half a pill.
Yeah, we had found some pills. They were in a little baggie. And my son Raymond, he had them in his hand. Tried to give them to the paramedics, and right off the bat, they just threw their hands up in the air and they stepped back. And we're like, what? What's wrong? They didn't want to touch him.
It was a total shock. It was a total shock. I mean, he's been doing good in his life. We didn't see it coming. Fentanyl just came into our home and destroyed us.
I'm the one that gave him his middle name, which is Genesis. And I had said, it's the first book of the Bible. Sebastian's he's going to put our name on the map. This is, I didn't expect this. Not this way.